Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Money Manziel MMA production. Today is not going to be an exciting one where I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, Izzy. But no, it's not going to be one where I'm hyped about the card we just watched. I mean this. UFC Fight Night, Mateusz Gamrot vs. Ludovic Klein, not Blanchfield vs. Barber. Was the worst fight night in the history of the UFC's promotion. Um, the UFC is finally, they've gotten away with it so many times where they'll make these bad cards and then some people will get really cool finishes and then people are like, oh, see guys, they knew what they were doing all along. Um, it's finally caught up to them because the pile of dog shit that is UFC Fight Night Blanchfield vs. Barber ended the way everyone. Well, honestly, it ended better than I think people could have hoped. Obviously, I hope that Macy Barber's okay and that her health is fine and Blanchfield got paid all her money, so that's good. But no one wanted to watch this fight. I mean, no one cared about it. Not having the fight was probably the best thing that could have happened for everyone to be able to go to sleep earlier. Um, just embarrassing as far as the card goes, man. I mean, I'm supposed to be doing a breakdown. I don't even care about doing the breakdown, to be honest with you. But I'll go over the card, I guess. I mean, I just wanted to talk about how bad this card was through this breakdown, because it is the worst card of all time. Think off the top of your head if you have actually been less excited for a card in your life. The only other one that I really didn't care about, where in my brain, I was like, I really don't care about watching this. Fun fact was Manel Kape and Asu Almabayev. Even if Manel Kape's a big name, I remember being really indifferent about anything related to that card. It's just they've had so many of these cards where you don't care. You don't want to care. And you shouldn't care. No one should care about these fights. No one should care about Alice Ardelin and Rayan dos Santos. Alice Ardelin is an OnlyFans model from Romania. Shocked that the Tate brothers didn't pick her up, if you know what I mean, when she was big there. She beat the shit out of this poor Brazilian girl. She punched her in the face a bunch of times. I'm not going to pretend that I watched all of this fight. I caught the final 5 minutes of it because I have a life. But I did watch every other fight, so I guess I don't have that much of a life. I don't really care about this fight. Next fight. I picked Rand DeSantis to win, by the way, so I feel like an idiot. Balaji Oki versus Michael Aswell. A minus 400 favorite that DC was glazing the entire time. You guys ever know that fucking the meme where it's like, I know he gambling? Like, that's what Daniel Cormier is like every single fight. He clearly picks a guy he wants to win or he bet on and then glazes them for 15 minutes straight. Michael Aswell arguably won the first round with his closing sequence, and he arguably won the third round. I thought Oki won, probably. It's more arguable that he won than Aswell, but to be minus 400 and to be getting pieced up by a guy who was smaller than him on short notice like he was embarrassing for Balaji Oki. So, another dog shit fight. They went to war, though. I mean, there's 2 wars back-to-back, but it's in the Apex, so who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Who cares about Apex Wars? Nobody cares about Apex Wars. Hey, man. Imavov versus Strickland was in the Apex, and they had a bunch of significant strikes cited. Nobody cares. Balaji Oki and Michael Aswell. I do not care. Nobody cares about these fights. Jordan Levitt versus Kurt Holobaugh. Cool, Jordan Levitt won by submission. Guess what? It means nothing because it was in the Apex and 15 people were watching it live. He put him unconscious. That was really cool. He could have twerked if he wanted to. We all would have been there to watch Jordan Levitt twerk. We all enjoy watching Jordan Levitt do the splits and shake some ass on live TV. But either way, Jordan Levitt choked him out cold, unconscious. He took him down immediately like everyone expected. Kurt Holobaugh doesn't know what to do once he's on his back. And he just kind of tries to play the guard game, but he's not that good at it, and he's 40 years old. So rightfully, Jordan Levitt choked him out unconscious. Great win for Jordan Levitt. I hope he gets one of those bigger names at lightweight. I wouldn't be shocked if you see like a Jordan Levitt versus Drakkar Close next or something like that. Just kind of random guys who are in that like 16 to 25 range at lightweight. But yeah, good for Jordan Levitt. I heard Kurt Holobaugh retires. That's what I hope. Next up, another fight nobody cares about. Jafel Filo versus Alan Nascimento. Nascimento's super inactive. He barely fights. Basically, the entire fight took place on the ground. I kind of would have told you that. Filo's a really good grappler. Nascimento's a really good grappler. But nobody cares about this fight. This should have been the opener of any fight night. The scrambles were cool. Filo would take him down and then get reversed. That was pretty much the story of the fight. I mean, you can see it in the stats, too, that he had 4 takedowns to Nascimento's 1, but Nascimento had more control time. Either way, I had Filo by decision, actually, is one of my bets, but he lost 2-1 pretty clear. Good win for Nascimento. Don't care. Next fight. Zachary Reese, the worst fight. Okay, I'm not even going to finish talking about this. Zachary Reese and Dusko Todorovic was one of the worst fights I've watched in the past year. Zachary Reese sucks. Dusko Todorovic sucks. Reese was begging to get guillotined, but Todorovic couldn't finish it. He would then reverse off the bottom. He was gassed. Todorovic was gassed. One of them would land a meaningful leg kick and then never throw another one the rest of the fight. So that was really cool. Yeah, man, what am I supposed to say about these fights? Like, I can't pretend to care about Zachary Reese and Dusko Todorovic. Reese did more damage. I thought you maybe could have argued that Todorovic stole the 3rd round, and he definitely won the 1st. I don't know what to say, man. Like, Reese did more, I guess. Would have liked to have seen him go to the legs more. He was hurting the Reese of Dusko. Or the leg of Dusko. My brain is losing it. But both should be cut from the UFC. Both suck. Zachary Reese got slammed on his head unconscious by Cody Brundage and lost his last fight by KO. Todorovic has now lost like 3 out of his last 5, and he was KO'd in the last 2 of those. I think he was KO'd in a 3rd one before that. Cut both these guys from the UFC. I don't care about them. Next up, Ketlin Vieira versus Missy Chesson. Ketlin Vieira wins a grimy decision like she always does. There's no one that is better at winning a women's MMA 29-28 decision than Ketlin Vieira. She just kind of greases her way to a win. She'll hold you against the cage. She won't really do anything meaningful. There's not a lot of skill. Chesson's just a random women's MMA NPC. I forget which one of them couldn't make the weight. I think it was Vieira that couldn't make the weight. I'm not sure. But they moved with the featherweight. I mean, the featherweight division was extinct, basically, until this fight, so that's interesting. Yeah, man, good win for Ketlin Vieira. She's going to fight another NPC, probably next. Good underdog, though, I bet on her. Now, the only 2 exciting fights of the entire card, basically. Dustin Jacoby went out there and did exactly what he should have done. Every other fight was kind of like, the other thing that could have happened. But it was less likely. So we'll get to Ramiz Brahimaj in a second. But Jacoby is a powerful kickboxer. Bruno Lopez has a dogshit chin and is a good grappler. Jacoby went out there. He's pretty good at stuffing the takedowns. He played at range. Landed a big shot. I think it was a jab that really hurt Bruno Lopez. And then got stuck in the clinch. Did what all fighters should do, which is punch your way out of the clinch, and then landed some big shots until Bruno Lopez just went unconscious on the ground. To show how bad this card was, Dustin Jacoby did not get a performance bonus. The only guy on this card, other than Ramiz Brahimaj, that deserved a performance bonus, and didn't get it. But instead, Alice Ardeline got a performance bonus because she needs it after all the OnlyFans money she gets for showing her ass. Literally, go in her Instagram bio. It says, like, booty pics 18 plus or some bullshit on there. That's who we're giving money to instead of Dustin Jacoby, who's 37 years old and probably could use the money, actually, because he was coming off a loss. Or 2, maybe 2 losses. I'm not sure. Either way, next up, good one for Dustin Jacoby. He'll probably fight another random light heavyweight. Maybe give him, like, Julius Walker or some shit. Billy Ray Goff versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Billy Ray Goff is, there's a word I want to use to describe Billy Ray Goff, but I don't know how YouTube would feel about it, so I will say that he just may not be all there in the head. For some reason, Ramiz Brahimaj is a great grappler. I think everyone knew that. Some people were worried he'd get caught with because he got the knockout that he would try and stand with Goff, who's super powerful. But he's not dumb. He's not an idiot. He's a smart guy, unlike Billy Ray Goff, and immediately took him down, had his back at one point, was threatening a rear naked. And then Billy Ray Goff 3 separate times put his head into a guillotine, and eventually Ramiz Brahimaj was like, wait a minute, you're actually serious? You just are putting your head into my guillotine? And choked him out standing, and Billy Ray Goff fell unconscious to the ground while the ref cam caught him lifeless down there. So a minus 400 favorite losing that easily. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was shocking to me because I thought that Brahimaj wasn't that good. I mean, this is a guy that got KO'd by Max Griffin. But he's really made an evolution, so the one guy to me that really jumped up in stock this card was Ramiz Brahimaj. Great win for him. This was actually an interesting fight going into it. Same for Jacoby and Lopez. And the only fight other than Lopez and Jacoby that delivered, so good for Brahimaj. Billy Ray Goff, retire. Speaking of fights that didn't deliver, man, I could have told you this was going to happen. I told everybody I knew, hey man, Ludovic Klein barely beat Roosevelt Roberts in his last fight. Ludovic Klein is not that good. You know, people do all this stuff that's like, oh, just how good is this guy? Oh, was he ever this good? I could have told you all along that Ludovic Klein is not that good. He really did beat the shit out of AJ Cunningham. Woohoo. He knocked down Thiago Moises, who is just getting worse fight by fight. Got colded by Jared Gordon. He barely beat Roosevelt Roberts. You could have argued that Roberts won the fight if you were really trying to count shot for shot, damage for damage, what was going on. And he hasn't fought any elite competition other than that. I think he beat Bahamondes, but just a different Bahamondes. Bahamondes is different now. He's much better. He's older. Ludovic Klein isn't that good. He's going to go back to being kind of a irrelevant/relevant lightweight. I kind of compare him to Thiago Moises. I think that he's going to get... I bet his next fight, Ludovic Klein gets like a big finish or like a dominant decision. They're like, oh, we got to give this guy a ranking again, and he's going to lose. People forget, man. Gamrot's too good with the wrestling. Boring or not, he just was better than Ludovic Klein everywhere. For a guy with 95% takedown defense, he looked clueless in the grappling. And once Gamrot got a hold of him, it was easy work. Never a doubt. I put a lot of money on Gamrot. That was an easy bet. I can't believe the line was that close to begin with. Just because you don't like a way the guy fights doesn't mean that he's not way better than the opponent that you like more. And this was the main event, because immediately after that, they played the feature, and Macy Barber wasn't ready to walk. Blanchfield said she had a seizure. We still haven't really gotten clarification. I think she just kind of said that. And then immediately called her unprofessional, which was interesting. Listen, obviously, I am a part of the MMA crowd that awes and oohs over Macy Barber because she's got the, there's something new about her. I don't know if it was a haircut or what, but there's something new on the upper body, and she was kind of working on the lower body the last fight, so I think Macy Barber might not be taking her career seriously anymore. She didn't make the weight partially because of the implants that she's got on that upper body now. I hope she's okay. And she is interesting, like at least kind of fun to watch sometimes. Erin Blanchfield is kind of boring, but I don't know, man. I was happy it didn't even happen, to be honest with you. I just couldn't have been bothered to stay up even later to watch that fight. So it'll go down as Mateusz Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein in the main event. And just a nothing burger of a card. I mean, hopefully the UFC learns to actually put exciting fights on a card. I think if they followed the UFC Tampa blueprint for every Apex card, that people would start tuning in. But we have 2 months without the Apex, I'm pretty sure, so I'm excited for that. Next up on the docket is UFC 316. I cannot tell you how excited I am for that card because of how bad some of these Apex cards have been. So hopefully that's a banger. I think Sean can finish Merab in the rematch. He stopped gooning, so I think that'll fix it. really think that for the sake of the women's division, I hope that Kayla Harrison wins. And I will do a whole card breakdown on that tomorrow. So, thank you guys for tuning into my 15-minute rant. I really appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you, whether you watch the TikToks, whether you just found this YouTube channel, whatever it may be. Love you all. This card sucked, and I will see you next time. Peace out.